So now let's take a look at a couple of websites which have meta tags in them and some which don't. If we're looking at this particular website here, if we now right click it on the page, all you need to do is float your mouse over the page anyway and right click, and you need to scroll down to the button here which says view source. Now this throws up an additional page here, and what it's actually showing you is all the code relating to your actual website. If you had learnt how to program in basic code, HTML code, then this is how you would write it. And this is all the long code, which to most of us looks like total garbage. But up at the top there are some useful bits which even the most basic web designer can learn how to adjust, which will help with all your rankings in the search engines. If we look at the top here, we have three things we need to examine. The first is title, and this is the title of our page. Here it says Professional Internet Business Training. Discover how to easily attract visitors to your website. If we now move that out of the way and we look back here at the top, those words are what are placed into the field title. So whatever you put in your title field here is going to appear at the top here of your page. Very important when you're putting your web pages together. Every page needs to have a title. The next points are the meta tags. Now these do not appear anywhere visibly on your web page, but they are looked at by the search engines, by big search engines like Google, Yahoo, MSN. When they're spidering means where they go across the internet and they look at your page to see what's on your web page, and then they index it in their search engines. The main two things they look at are these meta tags. The meta name description, which is the first one here. Now this is a brief description, a sentence about what your company and what your website is offering. So the description we've got here is training company, shows you how to drive traffic to your website and how to make more money from your website. Free help, tips and advice. Okay, that's a description. If somebody had come along and said, what does this particular website do? That's what it does in a nutshell. The next is meta keywords. Now keywords are slightly different because they are the words that you or I would put into a search engine like Google when you're looking for something. So if we were looking for something like cheese, we would put in cheese, or maybe cheddar if we wanted to buy some cheese. So here we would put words like cheese or cheddar, but obviously for this particular website we're putting the main points that people are most likely to type in when they're looking for this kind of company. So we've put the words free training. Everybody likes a bit of free training. Increased traffic to website. That's what this company is offering. Search engine optimization. That is the procedure whereby you're making your website more user-friendly to the big search engines. Increase website revenue. Those are the kind of keywords. So if we go back to our website here, we've right-clicked and we've seen that we've got these three important bits of data on our website: the title, the descriptions and the keywords. Okay, so if we close that, so now let's look at a website here which doesn't have any of these pieces of information on the website. If we right-click over the page and again we scroll down to a view source, we can see that here we've got title, and in there it says untitled, and there are no meta keywords or descriptions. When you're creating a web page from start, it will always come up with a title as untitled, and if you scrolled through the internet you'll probably find that there are more untitled web pages than anything else on the planet, because people create them. They create wonderful web pages with good content, but they don't fill in the title. A very simple thing to avoid, but it's very useful and very necessary for the search engines. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to put a title and some keywords, meta tags, into your web page, and it can be done by the most basic web programmer. So now we just need to scroll across to our web editing program, and in this situation we're using Dreamweaver. In Dreamweaver you do actually have a box called title, but to get you used to doing a bit of code, we can actually flick on the code button here, and if we scroll up to the top we will see that there is already a field here called title, and with the word untitled in there. What we need to do is get rid of that word untitled and replace it with something a bit more useful. So we know that this website is about pain relief, so let's call it DIY pain relief. And then we need to save the page. Okay, and if we flick back to design view, we'll see that it's already changed here, but it's not yet on our web server, so we just need to upload it to our web server. And then if we flick back to our web page here, if we look up here on the left hand side, we'll see that it says untitled still, but if we refresh it, okay, we will now see that it's got a title called DIY pain relief, which is more descriptive to what this web page and website is offering. That's stage 1. Stage 2 now is putting in the meta tags for keywords and descriptions. So if you return to Dreamweaver and begin editing it, again what we need to do is we must go to code view, and at the top here we've got title, which we've just done, and all we need to do now is insert 2 lines of code. So put a carriage return in there and another carriage return there, and we've already got prepared some keyword information. So if we scroll to our notepad, and we've got some text here which is standard description keywords, so we copy that and we bring it in and paste it into our website. And as we can see, it says contents to be filled in. So all we need to do now is fill it in. So we'll highlight those words there. So a description. So for this particular website, it's about pain relief. So learn how to get rid of pain by yourself. Okay, that's a description of it. And now we need to do the keywords. So we're doing pain relief. Now you must put a comma between different points here. So pain relief, pain elimination, and let's put another one in there, just pain. Okay, because some people obviously just put the word pain in. So now we save the page, file and save, and then upload it to our server. And if we cross back to that particular web page, at the moment I haven't refreshed it, so the web page will still contain the old information. So if we right click and we view source, we will see that we don't have those bits of meta tags in there yet. So we get rid of that. Now we go up the top and refresh the page, and right click, view source, and now we have the meta name description and keywords, exactly what we put in via our web editing program Dreamweaver. These 3 things are very vital to helping your web page increase its ranking on all the search engines. Very simple to do, very simple to follow. That completes our demonstration on how to insert meta tags into your web pages.